let's check out the Beechler Belite. So when I was in junior high school, my junior high teacher told me that I should go out and buy a jazz mouthpiece. And so I went down to the music store, and I remember I paid $70, $65 or something like that for my first metal Belite. And I've been playing that mouthpiece for the most part ever since. There have been other mouthpieces that I played on, and I still play on multiple mouthpieces from time to time depending on the situation. Now this mouthpiece is my primary mouthpiece that I record with, and the reason is I really like how I sound on this mouthpiece. That is the most important consideration I think that you have to make on any mouthpiece that you decide to play. You need to like how you sound on it. And then of course we want it to be very playable. We don't want to fight the mouthpiece. We want to feel like the mouthpiece does the things that we want to do on the mouthpiece as well. So all of those things have always been pretty reliable for me on the Beechler mouthpiece. So here's a little playing. We can get an idea of what it's like. So the mouthpiece definitely edges a little bit into, you can hear more of the pop fusion kind of area, but I think that it totally dips its toe convincingly into playing standards. You're definitely on the brighter spectrum, but I don't think it's too bright. You can do a lot of inflections on it too very easily, which is nice. But I think for standard playing it fits very well, especially if you like having a little bit more projection and a little bit more pop in your standard playing. Where this mouthpiece really shines, and I think is really made for, is playing pop music, contemporary jazz, music that you'd be amplified sitting on a stage. It has a great pop to it while still having a decent bottom to the tone. I think the sound is really nice for that setting. Really great for that kind of playing because you get the edge, you get the pop. It's a very singing mouthpiece. And one thing when you're playing melodies that is really nice to have is a mouthpiece that really wants to sing and has just a little bit of brilliance to it, especially like when you get up to the high B here. Such a great note on alto saxophone to really emote on, and this mouthpiece, just all of those notes, especially in the higher range, really have such a beautiful sound to them. The Altissimo on this mouthpiece is also extremely easy to play, even with a reed that's a little soft. Really easy to get up in the Altissimo range. In fact, I mean, I went up to a high D there. I think this mouthpiece is going to be really easy to get up to that high G. You know, it just goes like crazy. And then you don't sacrifice a lot of the low end for that. which a lot of mouthpieces that are really responsive up in the Altissimo struggle still in the low end, but the Beechler does a great job all around. If you want to be even more aggressive, this mouthpiece will get you into that zone if you want to do some split toning or more blues, David Sanborn kind of playing. You can get some of those little edge splits and stuff like that. The mouthpiece really gets into that genre really, really well. Now, this mouthpiece doesn't necessarily want to live in that 100%, just like it kind of doesn't want to live in the standards area 100%, but it can convincingly be in the standards area. It can convincingly do the Sanborn stuff. But somewhere right in the middle there, the mouthpiece is right at home. And if you're the kind of player that loves to play that kind of stuff, fusion jazz, contemporary jazz, pop, this is probably one of the better mouthpieces that you'll find for that. One last thing to note about the Beechler is that if you play Leger reeds, you're going to have to request a special facing from Beechler. The standard mouthpiece that you will order does not work very well with Leger, and when you put that reed on, you're going to be like, man, this doesn't feel as good, it doesn't sound as good. You may even struggle to get a really great tone at all, and you wonder, I thought this mouthpiece was supposed to be pretty good. What's going on? And really it's just because they have to custom face the table. Cane reeds will work fantastic though on the standard models, but I know as Leger is becoming more popular with a lot of players, you do need to be aware of that. So again, if you're looking for a mouthpiece that's somewhat versatile, that can dip your toe into the standards, dip your toe, maybe even more than dip your toe into the Sanborn blues kind of stuff, but you want to be in that pop contemporary jazz world, this mouthpiece really does a great job of not being too edgy, but still giving you that pop that everybody likes in contemporary jazz.